This podcast contains adult language and discussion of R-rated material.
Would you like to leave a comment, ask a question, or just have good old advice to give us or suggestions? Well, you can always contact us by leaving a voicemail on our number, which is 424-281-7031.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt.
Hey, and I'm Trinity.
We've got a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Ben?
Sure, love to. I am Ben Sorensen. I am a neurodivergent brain that enjoys deep conversation, alcohol, and long walks off short piers. I'm a Sagittarian, but more importantly, I actually do comedy here in Australia and voiceover work and stuff like that. So I'm just so excited to be here and talk about the crappiest film I've ever seen.
Great. I mean, an alcoholic who enjoys deep conversation. You sound like our kind of person. So
You didn't say alcoholic.
Well, I didn't specifically say alcohol.
I'm just saying admitting it is the
You
first step.
bypassed the brain and spoken straight to my liver, so whatever.
Right. I was like, Mama, I'm a drunkard. I like a cocktail in a movie. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, totally. You know what? As a prominent effluencer, I now get beer and cocktails sent to my house.
Oh,
Like,
snap.
That's a relatively new thing for me, because normally I go to the shop and I buy them. But the last 2 weeks, I think it is, I've gone to the door and there's a courier there going, "Oh, I've got a parcel for you," and I didn't order anything from Amazon, and I've opened it up and there's like a bottle of delightful spirits or a cocktail kit or beer, and I'm just going, I can get used to this.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have any pants for this.
Nice.
What?
I mean, if anyone wants to send us alcohol, I'm just gonna toss that one out there.
Send it to me. Send it to me in Oakland.
I've
need
invited them
it.
to save on shipping and just send me kegs.
Oh, yeah. But in
Yeah.
bulk. In bulk. I dig
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Do you know, I actually had we got a in Queensland in Australia, there's a place called Cairns, which is beautiful, beautiful place to holiday. And the weather's quite warm there. So it's sort of the tropics, not sort of, it is the tropics. And I had a mate of mine that had in his unit, he had this a fridge, and he was very upset that it was hot a lot of the time and he was spending a lot of money on beer. So he drilled a hole in the front of his fridge and put a keg system inside his fridge so that he could have like normal fridge. And then on the front of the fridge, like most people would have like a water dispenser or an ice dispenser,
Yeah.
he put a beer tap.
That's awesome. A kegerator.
Absolutely the smartest man I know. He's like living in
Yes.
30-30.
That's awesome.
That's some space age shit right there. So, on that note,
Yes.
we will go ahead and let the music play, and
Let the music
we
play.
will be back in
Boogie.
So, welcome back. If you are listening to us for the first time, this is the Fringewatching podcast. It is the podcast where we talk about the most oddest and obscure films that we can find on streaming and have a good laugh while we are doing it. Again, I'm Matt. We got Trinity and our special
Hey.
guest, Ben. So,
Yeah, we're here to watch the crappy, the cringy, the unworthy, the undesirable. Anything really at the bottom of the garbage can movie. That's what we're watching to save you and your sanity. So,
rotten banana peel at the bottom of the trash can, man.
those are good for shining boots. They're not completely rotten. They still have some purpose. And that's what these movies do for us.
We're like raccoons digging through the trash, man.
Bandits. Love it.
I love raccoons. We don't have them in Australia, but I love them. I've seen them on social media.
Oh, they're
Where you-
amazing.
Where you
That's
shine a
scary.
light at them and then they just
Yeah.
strike
Just
a
like a
pose, and they're like,
There's a whole gang of
that's
them.
brilliant. I love that.
Yeah. No, they're awesome and not awesome. They're very scary sometimes, but they come from the sewers and they live in dumpsters in the city.
Hey, look, I've watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know how it works.
You know it comes in the sewers of America, so it's all
pretty
good.
accurate description of our country. So
nuclear sludge, powerful animals that fight crime. Yeah, that's what we
Totally
have.
makes sense. Although I was lucky enough to catch up with the guy that originally, his name eludes me, the guy that wrote the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like concept thing. He came out to Australia and did a tour with Nickelodeon or something, and it was really interesting to go, hey, what a really great concept. But Donatello, like, really? Different art period.
Right. He's like, I couldn't think of anybody.
Well,
and
see,
turtles, they're clearly not turtles. They're more of a tortoise than a turtle.
That's true.
I'm just
Very
saying,
technical.
I felt like there was some plot holes from the very beginning that you could have fixed, but no.
Yeah.
And he's gone, I can't hear you over all my money.
Right. He's like, thanks for your advice, and you can move on now. Bye.
Really
grab a
appreciate the
tissue.
feedback.
Like grabs like his dollar bills and is patting his tears.
Like he's so rich, he'd tip with $2 bills.
Oh my gosh, I love those.
Yeah, and not by mistake, like deliberately.
He's like comes in with a fat stack of twos, and he's like, check it out. I have strange money.
Speaking of being alcoholic as we were before, that's a whole different fat stack of twos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that,
Yeah.
3 minutes in, we're already into poo jokes.
No, well, I
Poo-poo.
mean, it has to happen at some point.
Shit happens, man. We like our poo jokes.
But you know what? Shit doesn't happen. It's actually caused by assholes.
That's true. The digestive system, man.
It's working. In out, in out. Yes.
Yeah,
So-
you just had to think
wait.
about that for a bit.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yes. So moving out of the bathroom and into a different kind of seat, movie theaters and watching movies. What did we
Yes.
watch this week?
So this week, our theme was animation, and Trinity and I watched the movie Watership Down, which is quite possibly one of the most disturbing animated films that I hope is not for children. About rabbits.
It is. It is. It is. And it's unfortunate.
And Ben, you watched the Emoji
I watched
movie.
the Emoji movie, and then do you know what? After I watched it, I thought, okay, so we're talking about animated films. Does that also encompass like anime as well? Because and it probably could have. I mean, I've already made my selection, but I'm just going in the gauntlet of terrible films. There are some really amazing anime, and there's some really bad anime that kind of translates poorly. Very, very poorly. But
I think it
no,
comes down to the dubbing and the translation.
absolutely. And look, sometimes, like we've all seen Kung Pao, sometimes bad translation and bad dubbing is really funny. But a lot of times it's not. Yeah. But I did pick the Emoji movie. And just when I was thinking about bad movies and what makes a bad movie, this is the term that wrecked my life as far as watching movies, and it is the concept of a trope. And once you understand the concept of a trope, you see very, very few original ideas out in the world.
Just a vast sea of manic pixie dream girls.
Absolutely. I want that on a t-shirt.
I'd wear it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'd probably sell it as well.
Damn you, Natalie Portman and Garden State.
Oh, you forgot Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel in 500 Days of Summer.
Just
that's
her. Just her.
Or just her in general.
Her and her doe eyes.
Oh, yeah. So would you like to continue with Watership Down, or shall we talk about the Emoji movie?
Well, let's go ahead and take a break, and then we will get into Watership Down.
The CBD flower market is plagued with overpricing, and many companies do not take the time to actually think about their customers. Unlike Dr. Strain's CBD, that is...
So much customer consideration going on. They pride themselves on their products, pricing as well as quality. Dr. Strain CBD knows that there are tough times going on for many people, and they're proud to offer products starting at just $3.79.
Cheaper than a gallon of gas these days in my parts.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dr. Strain CBD believes in supplying the freshest organic hemp flower as well as other hemp products at extremely competitive prices.
I mean, $3.79 is super competitive for me.
Mm-hmm.
Their products are always lab tested, are always 100% organic. They pride themselves on ensuring every single product is hand selected exclusively for you, the customers.
Join over 10,000 happy customers when you visit shallisstreamit.com/folks CBD today.
All right, so welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. So we're going to go ahead and get into Watership Down. This is a film about bunnies.
Rabbits.
Rabbits. Bunny rabbits.
Sir.
And it is an animated film that I believe was made in the 70s. Do you have the year?
1978. The story was it's based off of a story that was written in 1972, but the movie was released in 1978. It's rated PG, by the way. This is some graphic stuff.
And the original story was actually written by Richard Adams, who, as we all know, is from the Addams family.
Yes, he's the older uncle.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, bit of a dick, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also related to an American brewer, Samuel Adams.
Oh, right.
Please don't fact check because most of this shit's not real. But it's really written by Richard Adams. Sorry, continue.
So, yeah, I mean, this, that really explains a lot. Has those Addams family vibes here. Very morbid.
Addams family values.
Starts out with kind of this mythology about the rabbits, kind of their, rabbit god story.
Yeah.
I thought this part was pretty cool. You have kind of this animated sequence with these, talking about the creation of the different animals, how most of them were predators to the rabbits. And then the one rabbit is like burrowing in the ground when the rabbit god is trying to talk to him. And he's just got like his little bunny butt in the air.
That's true. Because he was being called out by the god Thorith, who is the god of all animals. And he was like, come out of that hole, little bunny, come out of that hole. I'm going to give you a special gift so that you're different from other animals. And the rabbit refused to lift himself from the hole. And that's why the bunny got the big bouncy legs and then the fluffy butt. Cocktail.
See, so far I'm watching this and I'm thinking, okay, this is a cute movie, Got little stories about bunnies and their little fluffy tails. What could possibly go wrong?
Hello. You know what also started out really cute? The Lion King. And then that got real, okay? So I knew this was the setup. This is the setup.
That and Bambi,
Oh,
Bambi. Don't even say that. The Lion King, that taught kids about premeditated murder.
Mm-hmm. Don't trust their creepy uncles.
And creepy uncles as well. But you think about it, I think, just to digress a little bit, I think that Simba actually did want to kill Mufasa because what was that whole song and dance? I just can't wait to be king. Like, seriously. Yeah.
No. He was ready.
So,
I can't wait to be king.
Yeah.
That's
was all there. Just saying.
Setting it all.
But Watership Down, getting back to that, what a great bunny origin story.
Right.
It is sweet. But the reality of life for these little rabbits, oof.
So you go forward, you're at this whole thing with this, at the rabbit's warren.
Yeah,
which,
did you love that word?
Yeah, I had to Google it. It's like, what is this warren they keep talking about?
You were like, what Warren? Who's Warren?
So all the rabbits live inside this guy called Warren?
Yes, it's the belly of the earth. That's Earth's real name is Warren. Yeah. They live in his old cavities.
They come out of the Earth's butthole. Just poops out little rabbits. Boom, boom,
oh,
boom.
like rabbit poops, which reminds me of a terrible joke I learned about raisins and rabbit poops.
Oh, tell.
Well, no, I just ruined it by saying I lost my rabbit.
What? Nice joke, Trinity.
No. I was kidding. Oh no, it was a story about a king. Okay, now I remember. I learned it when I was like 10. Okay, give me some slack. Okay.
Okay. Well,
so you're gonna have to remember it for like 10 years.
I remember it. Oh yeah, more than that. But so there was a king, and he told his 2 knights. He said, "I want you to go out and find me something exotic to eat." So the 2 knights are like, "Okay, we gotta go find something super exotic." So they travel. They're gone for years. They finally come back, and they present the king with the gift of raisins. And the king goes, "Oh my gosh, I love these raisins. What are these raisins? I love them. He's like, "Give me more." So they give the king more and more raisins until finally one day his knights show back up. And he's like, "Where are my raisins?" And they're like, "My lord, we can't give you any more raisins because our rabbit died."
Nice.
And yeah, okay. Done with that. Put it to bed. Just put it to bed.
Rabbit poop and raisins.
I know. Well, when I was 10, I thought it was the best thing ever. But it's not that great now.
No,
anywho.
You gave it a good college try.
Yeah, great. All right, back to Warrens and crossing, going on adventures.
All right.
Then there's that one paranoid little rabbit.
Fiverr.
I relate to him. Like, throughout the whole, pandemic and everything, I'm like, between nuclear warfare and like climate change and the pandemic, we're all gonna die, guys. I'm like that little rabbit that's like, there's a field of blood coming, So.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty prolific. Like, yeah, when he started freaking out, and like, I see blood, and we got to go. And I love his brother; is super supportive. Hazel. I was like, "Get it, Hazel. You love your little neurotic brother, and you're gonna get him out. You're gonna lead the people."
So he does have that vision of a field of blood, and they're like, "Oh, we need to get out of here. Get out of this little burrow."
So, but everyone thought they were wackadoodle.
But they do get out, and they go on their little hoppy adventure.
Well, that's the thing. They do get out, and let's see. I even wrote down what did they cross? They crossed a creek. That was very exciting. They crossed a road. Wow, human things. They meet that cult, Cowslip. Remember him? They were like the depressed rabbits. They're like, yes, the farmer feeds us. But really, the farmer had put snares everywhere to trap them. I thought that the food was poison originally. And then I found out.
Was this where the rabbit gets caught in the snare? Or was that later?
Yes. Yeah, that's Bigwig.
Yeah, Bigwig.
He has a bowl cut. I like
that. Gotta love a rabbit with a bowl cut.
Hell yeah. I think he had the best hair out of all of them. But yeah, the journey. Yeah, and then they leave those creepy people, and then they end up on the farm because Hazel is trying to get some nookie. This is the first time they go to the farm. You remember that?
Yeah. And they meet up with the little female rabbits in the cage, and there's the whole thing with the scary cat. And I think the animation with the cat, I felt like this was just different than any other animated cat I've seen. There's just something that was just uniquely creepy about this cat. Maybe that was just me. I don't know.
No, it was spiky. Well, normally, when they have cats, they usually have them kind of meow meow. And this cat was evil.
Yeah.
It had pointy hair. And it just was, I don't know.
And they're like,
vicious.
Well, we better come back at some point and get these female rabbits out of here so we can make more rabbits.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the whole thing. They didn't know why Hazel was doing that originally. The rest of the gang, they were like, why is he going? And then they end up making it to the new Warren, whatever it's called. The name of the movie, Watershed. Or Watership. Watershed makes more sense if they're on the top of a hill. Oh yeah, they make friends with that crazy little French bird.
Oh yeah, that crazy bird, man. Yeah, it was like a Scuttle on acid.
Scuttle.
Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. I mean, it's a totally different type of bird, but.
Whoa, yeah, no, I was more.
You're like, I don't get your comparison, Matt.
That would
Move on. Acid bit.
Like,
You're right.
I'm like,
this is what I get for doing acid before I watch movies, guys.
I'm like,
My
what?
God. So every movie from here on in, you're going, is this a flashback or am I really?
Pretty much. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, but I will say, when they do make it to the new Warren, the greatest line is, men will never rest till they have spoiled the earth. And I was like, oh, you guys got us. Got us pegged.
We're terrible.
About humans.
And you know what? And a lot of guys don't like being pegged. So,
yeah, no. That is right.
But it's great.
A lot of guys don't know how to live.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go where it starts to get depressing?
Oh, let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some blood. Let's get some rabbit guts.
Oh,
I've had my antidepressants today. Let's bring it on.
Yeah, fuzzy animals and blood. I love it. Let's make some mittens. But yeah, there was they go back to go get the girls in the cage. And that's when Hazel gets shot in the butt. But luckily, the French bird knows how to pull out bullets.
Yeah, he's just like, pew, pew, pew. I like the little sounds he makes as he was doing it.
He was fun. But then there's something where they're like, oh, they couldn't get those girls. They got captured again. So then they're like, oh, we'll go get some girls from this like concentration camp ran compound of Warren. Mm-hmm. That's where that scary dude, Wormwort. What kind of name is that for a rabbit?
I don't know. I don't name these rabbits, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they did have good names. But yeah, it was all a rescue mission for that. And then, honestly, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, so there was a lot of violence, a lot of blood. I think if a child was seeing this movie, it would, like, freak them the fuck out.
I think children of now would. I think with the helicopter parents and stuff like that, I think kids would not be able to handle bunny rabbits, like, ripping off each other's ears and cutting and choking, taking each other's throats out and stuff.
But then my question is, when are kids okay to experience real life?
I mean, I don't know, because I grew up in the age of your parents rolled up the car windows in summertime and they would smoke and blow it in your face to get you ready for life. So I'm confused.
Yeah, and if you haven't mastered the art of rolling your own cigarettes by the age of 10, your hands are never going to be small enough to do it properly again.
That's right.
That's true. I mean,
conditioning.
I remember going to the grocery store and like getting cigarettes that were not behind the counter, like next to the candy, because I was like, "Yay! I want to grab Daddy's cigarettes." So I think back to that, and I feel ancient.
Yeah.
So what were they called there? Because we had in Australia. I don't know what it's like overseas, but we had a whole range of racially charged kids lollies.
Well,
what?
Yeah, totally. And they've changed heaps of the names just in my short time on planet Earth. So the little cigarettes used to be called fags.
Okay.
Yeah, and ciggies.
Yeah, and I can remember at school teachers going, take that fag out of your mouth. And I'm going, okay, not okay now. And we also had little, they were actually really great. They were really great lollies, and they're still there, but they've changed the name of them. But we used to call them Chicos, and they were little tasty sort of brown little people shaped like a gummy bear type thing, but they were sort of a chocolatey brown. And they've changed the name of them. We've also had like Redskins that we changed the name of, and Milkos we've changed the name of. Heaps of lollies. So as a kid, with all the lollies wandering through the lolly aisle, all of your favorite memories, like your cigarettes and your all of your other bits and pieces, as a kid, you go, yeah, that's fine. And it's normalizing racial stereotypes.
Yeah.
With sugar.
Like,
Which is
yeah, I was gonna say
interesting reward.
it is. We had bubble gum that was made like tobacco chew, and they would be like, "You're a baseball player now, kid." So like the kids would like put the chew in it's bubble gum that you put in your jaw, and you would pretend that you're like a baseball player because they would still back then you were still allowed to chew and run on the field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. As I mean, that almost is like when you go and get the kids' My First Spittoon.
Oh yeah. It comes with it.
I've never heard of My First Spittoon. Like this is a thing.
No, it's not real. That
Okay.
Not real. It's not real.
Okay.
Very, very
Whatever
different
my head there.
information process, though.
Like, well, how did I miss that? No. You didn't miss that. Yeah, I think mostly it was like cigarettes. Kids would put apple juice in a glass and pretend it was beer.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And now we have cider.
Yeah, exactly.
Visionary.
Now we're like Angry Orchard spiders.
Actually, in Tasmania, we do have a family Dickens that they grow apples and make cider. So
nice.
So people go to the bar drunk and ask for a Dickens cider. And it sounds like a joke, but it's a real cider.
I'm like, wait, second.
Dickens cider.
Funniest thing ever. Especially,
I think that's what I'll order. Yes, I think that's the only thing I'll order. I'm like, yes, I'll make a Dickens cider, please.
So, on that note, how many fingers would you give Watership Down, Trinity?
You know how I feel about animal movies. I don't care if it's real or it's animation. I don't care for it. But I do like that it is hand drawn. And you know that these plates. I like the morals. I guess a 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, like, what did you feel?
I mean, I know this film was critically acclaimed. Technically, I think it was a good film. It was produced well. It had fantastic animation. It definitely had a sense of like dread and horror with it at times. But I mean, in terms of my personal tastes and preferences, I'd probably give it a 5 too. So
yeah, I mean, technically 5 means I'd rewatch it, but I wouldn't rewatch it. It's kind of a lie. I think really, honestly, I would give it. I think I'm giving it a 5 to be polite. I think in reality, I'd give it a 4. For myself.
I didn't go back, and I feel like there is definitely a deeper message to this movie that I just have not spent the amount of time to really get.
There's not.
I think a 4 in Bunnyland is a 5 because they don't actually have 5 little.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so the bunnies are winning.
So technically, you don't have to rewatch it, and you've still given it a top score. So everybody wins.
It's
and
good.
if you give it a 5, is it a 5 or a fist, or is a fist like really bad?
Like a fist.
We're doing 5 out of 10, by the way. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, out of 10. Okay, that's missing the important questions here. Yeah. Oh my God, you got 10. That's amazing. Out of what? 200.
Like, good job. Top of the class.
12,000.
Nice. Gold star for you.
So, on that note, let's take a break. And when we come back, the Emoji Movie. Fubo TV is the live TV streaming platform with more top Nielsen-ranked sports, news, and entertainment channels for cord cutters than any other live platform.
Ooh, chop, cut that cord.
Snippy. They have more than 100 channels, personal cloud DVR storage, and 2 simultaneous streams.
Wait, 2 streams?
Yeah, 2.
Double the fun.
Well, with no contract or set-top box required. Get Fubo TV on the web, on popular mobile phones and tablets, and connected and smart TVs. They offer
Mm.
4K streaming and a superior TV watching experience for all the shows you love. But don't take our word for it.
No,
You can
don't.
try Fubo TV for 7 days free.
I love free. Free is the price for me.
And as an exclusive offer to our listeners, get 15% off your first month as well.
Oh, yeah. Deals.
Deals, we got them.
Wheeling and dealing.
Just visit FuboTV.com/fringe to sign up.
Yeah, sign up, try it out.
So, welcome back, guys.
Hey.
Howdy.
So, we've had a discussion about Watership Down, and we are now going to talk about Ben's movie, the Emoji Movie.
Look,
Yeah.
don't label it as Ben's movie. It is the movie that I watched. I didn't produce it. I had nothing to do with it. I just watched it, all right? And I was changed as a person.
For
I
the
now,
better?
well, look, I now use emojis differently on my phone.
Okay.
Considering that, look, one thing that we love as humans in film and in everything is to personify the shit out of everything. So, like Watership Down, bunnies have personalities and thoughts as deep as humans, and they also taste great when you cook them. And then we go to the Emoji Movie and we go, the little digital icons on your phone have personalities and thoughts and backstories, much like everything else that we want to have. So it's not simply, ones and zeros as the Matrix led us to believe. It's more than that.
It's deeper. It's deeper. Yes.
Way deeper. So I picked the Emoji Movie because when you said we're doing animated films, I've gone, all right, well, what's the worst animated film that I can think of to try and, make it interesting? What's something that I wouldn't normally watch? And I thought instantly I went Cats, because that's that's all CGI there. And the most disappointing thing about that Cats movie is when they remove the assholes off all the cats.
I know, we need that butthole cut.
What? They cut. I didn't know that they cut them out.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I'm upset because I think that's one of the greatest parts of a cat is its butt.
Yeah. Yeah. And can you, I mean, look, seriously, anyone that's ever owned a cat, how often have you woken up with a cat's bum in your face?
Every day.
That is an important part, even if you are a jellicle cat. So I thought Cats, maybe, because that was, while I love the musical, the film was like, no.
The film was traumatizing in its own way.
Yeah, look, it was just so wrong. But the butthole thing, I think, that's important, and I'd like them to do a cult release of Cats, and I know we're digressing. Cult release of Cats that is like Cats, the butthole edition, or Cats.
Make it for the people that want it to be real. Be like, put the buttholes back on. Charge us an extra $100.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Release the butthole cat.
Look, I think that'd be interesting. Although I am totally okay for Judi Dench's character not to have a butthole.
Yeah. Judi Dench doesn't need a butthole.
No, not at all.
She's a dame. Dames don't need buttholes.
Yes, if
she did have a wedding ring,
English
in that
aristocracy
one
taught me anything. So look, that was the first one that I went with, and then I thought, okay, well, what can I do? So technically, I took to the internet, and there is a 2017 film, The Emoji Movie, that got 3.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 12% on Metacritic. And some of the questions that people have been Googling surrounding the Emoji Movie is the Emoji Movie the worst movie ever? Not just animated film, worst movie ever. And I've gone, right, there's got to be something in this. Critics resoundingly agree the Emoji Movie is bad. So bad that for a while it held a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, so now it's at like 3% and it's coming back. It's like it's 7%, but fuck, what a slow burn that is. Oh my God, we're at 3% from 0. But look, I watched it and I've gone, I get the concept of it. And again, the concept is pretty much the same as Inside Out, which was another movie that got rammed down our throats quite a lot. Inside Out, great movie. Watched it once. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Was I forced to watch it as part of a cinema business that I may be part of? Yes, lots. And I think it's really great for kids to understand their emotions and how they feel and how it all works together. And basically, the Emoji Movie was a bit beige in the sense that it was essentially the same, but it wasn't bad. I don't understand where the really super bad bit comes. It's not an original idea, but then neither is Star Wars, but we still love that.
That's true.
So,
shiny.
yeah. So
Flash
look,
Gordon, man.
oh yeah, totally. Like so many of the things that we know and love, and even the things that are out there that we love, we still watch again and again and again. You know, because we love the feeling of being immersed in that world. We love the values that we know that we're going to uncover. We love all of that stuff. And I think the Emoji Movie kind of fits into that. You know, as an adult, would I go and see it? No, not really. If I had little kiddlywinks, yeah, definitely. You take the kids to see it, and it's a safe movie. There's nothing terrible in there. There's a couple of, you know, emotive awakening moments. But yeah, it's like right up there with Inside Out, to the point where if you just take the Inside Out characters out and put emojis in, which they kind of look similar to anyway, you'd probably have the same film.
Oh, recycling.
Which emoji characters were like the main characters in this movie? Just
Well,
kinda
look,
curious.
see, that is an excellent question, because the premise of the movie is that when you are born, however that works, I'd like to see an Emoji Movie origin story. But anyway, when you are an emoji, you are an emoji. So if you're the poop emoji, poop is all you do. You can't do anything other than poop. You know, if you are a smile emoji, smile is all you can do. And part of it is that there was this one young emoji who was born of two meh emoji parents. How, I don't know, considering all of the emojis have a serious lack of genitalia. So I don't know how procreation in emoji world works. But they had little meh emoji who was training his whole life to be a meh emoji, but couldn't contain the other emotions that he had. So meh emoji would suddenly be happy or excited or cry or whatever. So there was a whole gauntlet of emotions hiding within this one emoji. And it was all about, how can I be me and just release my emotions and understand my emotions? I don't have to be meh all the time, or I don't have to be happy all the time, or I don't have to be angry all the time. Which, now that I've explained it like that, actually sounds kind of cool and like a really good film.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, you're actually kind of selling this movie to me.
Yeah, I know. And look, the voice.
Yeah,
cast,
I'm like, I didn't want to watch it. Now I want to watch it.
look, and I saw so many terrible things about it, and I go, look, it's not something that I would go and, you know, pay, you know, $40 or whatever it is to see a movie these days in the cinema. I probably wouldn't do that, but on TV, yeah, I'd watch it. On streaming, yeah, probably. But yeah, it's just a really great, wholesome kind of kids film that kind of loosely relates to, you know, the tech stuff that we all deal with every day, you know, and the voice cast alone was just amazing. So the main character, Jean, who was born of meh parents, was voiced by TJ Miller. We had some comedic interludes from James Corden. Patrick Stewart is there. In fact, Patrick Stewart was poop, and I thought that was just the most hilarious thing ever. Wow. Anna Faris. Who else is there? Stephen Wright, Maya Rudolph. So look, there's some really, really amazing people there. Even Sean Hayes was in there as well. So just some really killer voices all mixed in together. And part of the fun as an adult watching these animated movies is trying to pick the voices and go, who's that? Who's that? What are they doing? Where,
Yeah.
So I think there's a couple of levels of entertainment in that, even though it has been rated as one of the worst movies ever. I've seen movies that are way worse than this, and I was ready for a wild, disappointing thrill ride of shit when I saw this. And it actually turned out I didn't mind it. It was actually really kind of cool.
Especially when the shit is voiced by Patrick Stewart. I mean,
I know. Because I went in blind with this. I didn't Google it before. I Googled the title of the movie, but I didn't delve too deep into who was in it and that sort of
that's
stuff.
the best way to go.
Yeah. And then I'm hearing Poop talk and I'm going, what? No.
Yeah.
Poop, make it so.
Make it so.
So yeah, and the and Christina Aguilera was in there, and that's just so good. And there was so many different characters, lots of cameos from really cool people.
All stars. It's just all stars.
Yeah, it is. It is, and they're way cheaper because you don't have to use their face.
Exactly.
Maybe that was a real premise of the Emoji movie.
30 seconds. Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
I actually did not the worst movie ever. I've seen plenty of worse movies than that.
So what would you give it, on a 1 to 10 scale?
Do you know what? In the interest of James Corden's character, which is the high five emoji, I reckon I'd actually give it 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
As an animated kids movie, it's not breaking any, oh my God, this is amazing and never been done before, but it's just really well made, super wholesome. And as a telling kids that it's okay to be who you are and feel however you want and teaching emotional intelligence, I actually think that we should have a heap of movies with that message on loop in as many different ways as we can. So for that reason, and also the inspirational James Corden, high 5, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
So now I've got to go and write reviews on every website to say you're all wrong. Lovely
Just
movie.
Jack up that Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
To an 8.
Yeah, 7.2.
Well, on that note, we'll take one final break, and then we will be back for our conclusion.
Today is a great day to start your own podcast.
Such a good day.
It's an amazing day. Honestly, out my window, amazing day. But here's the thing. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it'd be fun, right, Matt?
It is fun.
To make your own talk show, podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online.
All of our dozens and dozens of viewers.
Yeah, hi friends. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Honestly, that's your side, Matt. You're watching. They're letting you know.
I watch all of our stats. I just go home and glue my eyes to the screen.
Oh, ohos, glued. The thing is your show can be online or listed in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Honestly, I don't know all of them, but there's so many out there. Within
Pandora.
minutes,
We're on Pandora now, by the way.
Pandora. I mean, within minutes of finishing your recording and editing, boop, 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 it's out there in the world. What's more special is our treat for our little listeners and big listeners and all listeners in between.
Medium-sized listeners.
Yeah, medium size, whatever size, little, big, I don't know, in between. You'll get a $20 Amazon gift card when you start a podcast with Buzzsprout. So all you have to do is, if you're interested in starting your own podcast, I don't know where that's coming. Podcast. If you want to start a podcast, all you have to do is just go to shallisstreamit.com/wait, what kind of slash is that, Matt?
/
Buzzsprout. I don't know my slashes, folks. So again, that is shallisstreamit.com/Buzzsprout.
I don't know where that backslash is going to take you, so
Don't go down the backsplash door, because you're gonna land into a pile of nothing.
All right, welcome back from break, guys. So we have had some fun talking about Watership Down, talking about the Emoji Movie, and we will go ahead and have just a couple minutes here to wrap up. So I want to thank you, Ben, so much for being on the show today. So
yes, thank you.
Thanks for inviting me. And if it wasn't for you guys, I would not have the opportunity to correct the history books on the Emoji Movie. And really, that is now my life's work.
Add that to your resume, man.
Today is the first day.
Totally.
And,
correcting the wrongs of the universe.
Right.
One emoji at a time.
The injustice. Yes, the injustice.
Actually, look, one thing I know we got other stuff to go on about, and yet thank you for the thank you as well. But one actually incorrect thing in the Emoji Movie that I thought was a little concerning. So they have a little room where the disused, unpopular emojis that never ever get used sort of hang out, and they're all playing like cards and games and stuff like that. And they pan around the room, and the eggplant emoji's there, and I've gone, that's not right.
Oh no.
Eggplant emoji is used quite a lot. And yeah, so that's the only
peach.
Yeah, they just didn't want kids to think people used it.
Yeah,
get this out of your text messages, children.
But what if they're vegan?
Yeah, I mean, it is a good part of a vegan diet.
Totally. You gotta get lots of eggplant.
Yeah, whatever nutrients are in eggplant, I'm not positive, but
eggplantiness.
Purple.
Eggplantiness. The purple. You got to get that purple, kids. That's very important.
It's all about the dark purple. Dark purple. Yes.
So for our listeners, if you are not subscribed to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Pandora, wherever you can get fine podcasts, make sure you subscribe. You can also call in and leave a voicemail for us at 424-281-7031. If you've got, some feedback for us, message you want to leave, just want to have some kind of random, message to us. Again, that number is 424-281-7031. So, again, guys, I want to thank you for listening in, and thanks for being with us, Ben. And next week we have to talk about that. It's your week, right, Trinity?
Yeah, unfortunately.
To choose? Okay. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Because you have to choose the subject for next week.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to think what we haven't done yet. You know what? Wait, have we actually officially done horror?
I don't think we have. Just as a broad category.
I was going to suggest
as a broad category
texts that have been converted into modern pop culture films.
Oh, or that.
That actually sounds like horror, really.
That's hard. It does. It's horror. Let's do horror.
So next week is the horror week, which, I mean, every week is a horror week inside my mind. But we will.
Yes.
Okay. We will have a lot of fun with that, I am sure. So, so stay tuned, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging in there and listening. And call us. We want to hear from you, our friends.
Bye-bye.